Today we're speaking with Sandi Stanford, President of the Alamo Breast Cancer Foundation. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Would you begin by giving us some background on the Alamo Breast Cancer Foundation and your mission?
Sure, I'd love to. 20 years ago, our founding member was diagnosed with breast cancer. Her husband is a physician, and she knew nothing about breast cancer. He didn't either at the time. So she decided she was going to do something to either develop a support group, do something, because there was nothing in the community at that time. So she and 4 other ladies got together around her kitchen table and said, we need to do something, we need to create something. So from that, they created the Alamo Breast Cancer Foundation. And our mission at that point was to support and to educate patients and their caregivers about breast cancer and what can be done to help them and to help them through the treatment and after treatment.
How did you get involved in the Alamo Breast Cancer Foundation?
Almost 16 years ago when I was diagnosed, one of my best friends at the time was president of ABCF. And so she said, as soon as you're done with treatment, you're coming with me. And so she grabbed my hand and started taking me to meetings, took me to Washington to lobby, and it was like, you get the bug and you don't want to stop. So you just keep on from there.
How can advocates take an active role in learning about breast cancer research, and what can they do to continue advancing towards the cures?
They can go online, they can Google, they can read books, they can go to their local universities, go to the medical schools, they can ask their doctor, which is extremely important. So they can talk to their doctor, they can talk to the nurses, because the nurses probably sometimes know a little bit more about the patient themselves and what the patient can do to help than the doctors do. The doctors know about treatment and what may be best for the patient, but the nurse can talk about the individual. So they can do that. They can go to educational meetings. They can come to meetings such as this, where so many renowned scientists are here from all over the world presenting new data. So they can learn about the new data, take it back to their local organizations, their local doctors, and to share the information and to share it with their constituents, with their organizations, so that they can find out what's going on, what's coming down the pike, what can we do now. So that, and I think it's extremely important that patient advocates do that they become involved, that they learn. Because you want to know, when you go to your doctor, you want to go with a list of questions. Here's what I read, here's what I think. Does this apply to me? So you need to understand that while everything that's out there is great and so much is coming and so much is already here, it may not apply to you and to your specific type of cancer. So you need to be educated, you need to learn about the different types of breast cancer, you need to learn about the different types of treatment, you need to learn how to treat the entire patient and yourself, not just with treatment, but with everything else that goes along with it, including the psychological.
Mm-hmm. What are your long-term goals for augmenting the advocacy community?
We've been talking here this year with a group from Europe, and we have had 2 groups that go back to their countries and begin programs such as the patient advocate program that we have here in their countries. So we started this program 13 years ago. Dr. Coltman and Dr. Osborne came to us and said, would you develop a patient advocate program, because so many more patients are coming to these meetings and we want something for them. So we developed our program, which in the evening we have a mentor session with 4 mentors each evening. They break down basically into more lay terms what happened during the day, the science, especially the basic science, because not everyone is familiar with mTOR, with inhibitors, with, okay, how does a protein break down, what's RNA, what's mRNA. So they will help break that down so that it's more easily understandable. And our goal is not only to have that here, but to have it at meetings throughout the world. And so with the patients coming here, our goal is to train them, to teach them how to do it, go back to their countries and to their meetings, and to develop programs such as this for their patient advocates so they will be better informed.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Sandi.
You're welcome.